Hey, you. Yeah, you. Are you new to government contracting and you've been pursuing service-based contracts via Sam.gov, where you put in countless hours of assembling your team, putting together your responses to those RFPs, only to find out you didn't win, and you're feeling that the system may be slightly rigged against you, and you're just chasing your tail? Well, hey, don't give up. There is a better option, and it's called selling products to the Defense Logistics Agency, better known as the DLA. Hey, I'm the DLA Guru, and I've been in this space for the past 20 years, and I put together a fantastic YouTube channel that's packed with information and hacks to give you some insight on how to position yourself to sell to the DLA. Take a look at my channel and subscribe today. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. The DLA Guru is back in the building. Back in the building, yes, indeed. Yes, back in the building on this quite rainy Saturday morning here hailing from Dallas, Texas. I'm not sure exactly where you guys may be out there in the YouTube world, but I know that the weather this weekend is not too favorable here in the United States. You know, there's a lot of tornadoes and things going on. Really, really interesting weather patterns happening now and here this spring. So hopefully you guys are safe and sound and you're dry. But yeah, so today I am so very excited that you guys are joining me here in these YouTube streets. Yes, the DLA Guru is back in the building, and I have an action-packed presentation for you guys today, because guess what? Today is our bi-monthly scheduled live stream for my illustrious Brigadier Generals and my Patreon member community. Yes, today is your day. We're going to be going closed circuit. You get to cam up and mic up with yours truly, the DLA Guru, to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. We're talking national stock numbers. We're talking DLA solicitations. We're talking DLA strategy, vendor development, manufacturing. Yes, you guys know the DLA Guru. I've been talking a lot about how you can get your businesses lined up and set up for custom manufacturing opportunities with the DLA. And we're going to be talking about a lot of that. So if you guys have seen the thumbnail and you see the title of today's live stream, we're going to be talking about DLA contract award indicators, the top 9, right? So we're going to be getting into that. But before I get into today's presentation, administration, President Trump has a direction that he wants to take the country. And man, I mean, they're shaking things up. This week's stock market, I don't know if you guys are investing heavily into the capital markets. Yeah, it's been looking pretty bad. But guess what? Wherever there is destruction, there is opportunity. And I guess I'm sure you guys have heard about buying the dip. So, you know, this may be a great opportunity for those of you who have been kind of on the fence and not really sure about investing in the stock market. You can get some pretty good discounts on some of those blue chip stocks right now, or you can invest a little bit and see where it kind of takes you. I think the way that I was watching CNBC the other day, and they were saying that the market has had a retrace back like to the 80s, you know, so we're talking like 30 years of like gains erased. That gives you an opportunity to invest, and hopefully it rebounds a little faster, and you may have yourself a nice little capital gain coming in there. So don't fret. A lot of uncertainty. But guess what? For my community, yes, those GovCon experts out there, especially my DLA vendor network community, this is definitely a great opportunity for us, because what's happening in the market is showing indications that we may be approaching a recession. And guess what? Government contractors, my DLA vendor winners, the DLA and government contracting as a whole is a recession-proof business. You know why? Because the government must buy. They must consume. And the U.S. military, in order to keep our warfighters fighting strong, they must consume as well. They must consume all of the products, that is the spare parts and everything that the DLA procures in order to support our U.S. military. So this is a fantastic opportunity. If you're on the fence and you're trying to decide if you want to get into government contracting, if you want to specialize and focus on trying to learn how to support the DLA, today is your day in order to, take a chance, right? And get the information, get the training, get connected so that you can find ways to support the DLA. So anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about that. And before getting into my presentation today, and again, for those of you who are my Patreon members and my Brigadier Generals, you guys know where to find me. If you're new to me and new to upgrading your channel, upgrading your subscription, I'm sorry, to the illustrious Brigadier General, you want to here in YouTube, you want to click on the members tab, where you can, the community forum tab, and you click in there and you're going to find a link that's just for you, my Brigadier Generals, that click that link and it'll bring you over here in StreamYard. I have you guys in my waiting room as I go through probably about a 30-minute or so presentation for my subscribers at large, and for my Patreon community, the same with you. Look at the community forum tab. You'll find the link, bring you over here in StreamYard. And once I have a quorum of Brigadier Generals and Patreon members in my waiting room here in StreamYard, that's going to be my indicator that it's time to go closed circuit for you guys to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. But before moving on into my presentation, for those of you there, because we have 6 concurrent viewers and 4 likes, I just want to let you guys know today I'm doing something a little different. I'm actually live streaming across all platforms. So you guys may be looking or hailing or watching some of this content over in the LinkedIn community. Fantastic if you guys are in LinkedIn. Hey, by the matter of fact, if you're in LinkedIn or you're in Instagram or Facebook, drop me a comment in the chat and let me know where you're hailing from, because this is the first time, the DLA Guru, I'm building it while I fly it, right? So this is the very first time. I didn't know that I can actually connect to multiple platforms through one live stream with StreamYard. So I'm pretty excited, and I'm hoping that it's working correctly. So if you guys are out there in those particular platforms and you can't hear me, you can't see me, or something's wrong, let me know in the comments there. Please, please, please let me know, because hey, we're building it together, right? All right, now moving on. So last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, when I went live, I was talking a little bit about bringing in, some prayer, and I'm a very spiritual person, not a very religious person, but I'm very spiritual, and I believe that in these uncertain times that we have to find some grounding. And I had shared with you guys on my last live stream about the prayer of Jabez. You can find the prayer of Jabez in 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 9 through 10. And it goes something like this. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not be caused pain. It's a fantastic prayer that entered my life when I was around 23 years old. And I've been praying that prayer whenever I'm in a lot of turmoil, or even when I'm not in turmoil. It's a daily prayer for me. And I highly recommend that you guys take a look at it in the Bible there, commit it to memory. And it's a really quick prayer. It's the most complete prayer other than the Lord's Prayer that you can find in the Old Testament. And, hey, I think it may shed a little light in your life as it has done for me. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead. You guys are here. You're saying DLA Guru, man, that's fantastic. You're giving us some, information about the stock market and all that stuff. But we're here to talk about the DLA. All right. And we're going to be talking about the top 9, in my opinion, my humble opinion, DLA contract award key indicators. All right. Key indicators, meaning like a lot of times you're bidding on these contracts and you're not exactly sure, it's like you're firing down range and you're not 100% sure if it's falling on deaf ears or what's going on, with your bids, right? Because in order to be successful in federal contracting, even with the DLA, you must bid and bid often. So I figured today may be fantastic to talk a little bit about some of these key indicators. That way you can kind of know when you're close to the promised land of winning one of those coveted DLA supply contracts, right? All right, now, before getting into that, for those of you who may be new to me and new to my content, my name is Kiwi Hendricks. I am the U.S. government sales manager with the National Material Supply Company. We have been servicing the U.S. federal government by way of the DLA, by way of the U.S. military for the past 20 plus years. And I've coined the name the DLA Guru. So you guys may say, wait, what's this guy? He got some kind of ego thing. No, it's not an ego thing. It's just that, I've skinned my knee and bumped my head enough, had some wins, some successes, and some losses in order to coin the name the DLA Guru, right? So I want to just welcome you guys to my YouTube channel. Welcome. I got about 301 or so. I think we got some kind of award that was like, hey, you got 300 uploads to YouTube. So we got 301 videos, action-packed with content that's dedicated just to your contracting journey with the DLA. So enjoy my catalog, and hey, welcome again to my channel. Now, if you guys want to send me some messages, and you may be there in LinkedIn and Instagram and on Facebook as I'm live streaming to those platforms, yes, you have to be a subscriber to my channel in order to drop a comment in the chat. You must just hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it means a ton to me. And by all means, hit that like button, especially if you love what the DLA Guru is cooking, because the like, it stokes the YouTube algorithm and kind of gets the message out to a broader audience. Yeah, guys, yeah, I'm in it to win it, and I want to spread the word about the DLA. So also, today's live stream, if you're on your phone, hit that share button, send the link to friends and family and business colleagues alike who may be in really uncertain times in their lives and looking for an opportunity. Guess what, guys? The DLA is a fantastic opportunity. And we're going to be talking a little bit about why it's such a fantastic opportunity in today's live stream. So, hey, I got 10 concurrent viewers and 4 likes. Get those likes up. Get those likes up if you like what the DLA Guru is cooking, because you never want to, just not engage with me, just engage with me. Hit the like button, right? And hit that notification bell while you're at it, because you don't want to be a day late or a dollar short as I drop relevant content designed to empower and inspire you for success with the DLA. All right, cool. Now, the DLA Guru, I'm always giving value, always value. And one thing that I decided to do some time ago was to offer a way for my community to purchase affordable pre-printed mill standard 129 unit ID labels. And you may say, well, DLA Guru, what the heck is a mill standard 129 unit ID label? Well, if you get a DLA contract, you are by contract, through the terms and conditions of your contract, required to bag and tag all of the materials that you'll be shipping to DLA depots, both domestically and abroad. And so you have to know exactly how to do that. And these tags, like if you get a contract and you got 500 items in your contract, you're going to need 500 of these labels to go on 500 bags or whatever, however your contract is designed. And so I decided, working with my friends over at hecdistribution.com, to launch a product that I think will definitely assist you with your DLA journey. These mill standard 129 unit ID labels, they are made on the polypropylene labels. So these are like completely compliant mill standard labels, because you got to have the right kind of ink, the right kind of label, because you don't want the ink to bleed if it's in a wet environment. You don't want it to fade if it's in a well-lit environment. And so these are 100% fully compatible, because you just don't want to get a DLA contract and send them the wrong kind of label, and you get hit with a quality notification and they put your materials in storage room B, and it's just a hell of a thing to get out of that. So anyway, we launched this on hecdistribution.com. The labels are going currently. They are being offered at 15 cents a label. Really simple to use this site. There are 5 steps that you just follow here. You just got to just read the steps, right? It'll say, hey, this is exactly how you do it. And if you're still a little nervous, there's a way that you can book a session with one of the representatives. And actually, the representative will be me, because you'll book a session with me where we can talk a little bit about your contract and make sure you're getting the right kind of labels for your contract and all the good stuff. So you can book a 30-minute consult with yours truly, the DLA Guru, right from the website here. And as you scroll down the site, you'll see all these different fields where you just fill in. You basically transcribe information from your DLA contract award right into these particular fields. You just populate it. It's real self-explanatory, which goes in each one of these fields. And then you just load up how many labels you need in your shopping cart, and voila, you're off to the races. So that's how the DLA Guru is adding value to my DLA community. I don't think you're going to find the mill standard 129 unit ID labels cheaper than 15 cents a label. I think there are some other companies out there. They're, about 50 cents a label. You maybe say, well, DLA Guru, why are you just adding so much value? Because that's what I do. I add value, right? So this is the DLA Guru from me to you. So this is where you can get your mill standard 129 United labels. All right, so great. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's dive in some of these nuggets, man, of what it's like to be a DLA vendor. And when you start to get a little bit of engagement from the DLA, what do these different engagements mean for you? All right, so and these are in no order of preference. But although number 8, I think, is going to be, one of the ones where I think you kind of want to sit back and listen and wait to number 8. I saved the best for last, but no order of importance, but the best is last. So just strap in with me, put your seatbelt on, and grab your pen and paper and take some notes on this. So the very first one that comes to mind is a key award indicator. You submitted the lowest possible, technically acceptable bid. All right. So that's what the DLA looks at. They're looking at your bid and a whole bunch of other companies who are bidding on that same particular solicitation. So the DLA has to make some decisions. And the way that they make a decision around here, one bullet point is they typically will award to the lowest price technically acceptable offer, especially for commercial non-complex items. Non-complex or like non-critical items. So basically the commercial off the shelf, the COTS items, things you can find at your local Home Depot, Lowe's, True Hardware, True Value, wherever you may be finding some of these different components to support the DLA. If it's, commercial off the shelf and you have the lowest price and best availability, there's a high probability that you will be awarded that contract. Now you may say, well, how do you know you're the lowest price? Well, yeah, you want to look at some past award data. You want to do a little research and know how to kind of price it to make sure that you are competitively pricing it. It's a lot of different, things that go into how you price a contract. Of course, the DLA Guru is here. I don't give all the nuggets here in these YouTube streets. You kind of got to connect with the DLA vendor network to get the real skinny on how some pricing strategies that I think may be effective, will have been effective for our company, and will definitely be effective for yours. But just as a rule of thumb, if your quote is within 10% of the historical or current award price, you're typically in a good position. And 10% is a pretty big range, but just 5-10%, something around that if you're able to kind of beat the incumbents by that, you're pretty much guaranteed an opportunity to win that commercial off the shelf type product opportunity. All right, so that's number one under the belt. All right, before I move on, let's go ahead and see if we got any comments in the chat there. We got some comments in the chat. All right, let me go ahead and throw it up on the screen there. All right, I'll give you the round of applause. Miss Sarah, good morning to you as well. Good morning to you as well. We got some comments there that's come in here. All right, fantastic. And you know what, guys? Believe it or not, let me go ahead and throw this on the screen here. We got my mother. Everyone's, probably wondering, you see Wanda Hendricks. That's my mom hailing out of St. Louis, Missouri. So my mom is always sitting back and watching the DLA Guru do what he do. And Mama, thank you. Appreciate that. That was great. Thanks for the engagement. And by all means, let me know if you guys are out there. See, we got 10 concurrent viewers. Let me know where you're hailing from. Anywhere in the world that you may be, drop that in the chat. Let me know where you guys. I love the engagement. It just kind of keeps the DLA Guru going, keeps me cooking. All right. So I really appreciate that. All right. Now, number two. As far as DLA contract award indicators, if you have a strong past performance record, now that is kind of interesting because the DLA has very low barriers to entry as it relates to how you can get set up to win a DLA contract. It's not 100% required that you have past award as in federal contracting award history, but it helps, right? And so if you have a fairly strong past performance record, that helps the contracting officers know how to mitigate the risk that you will fail to deliver, because the DLA does not like to award contracts to companies that can't perform. All right. So the way that you can kind of make sure that you're in the right position, for those of you who have won contracts on Sam.gov, some of those service-based contracts, you guys are aware of the SPRS rating. SPRS, for those of you who may be new to government contracting, stands for the Contractor Performance Assessment Reporting System. So this is where a lot of federal agencies lean on the SPRS system to kind of understand, hey, some past federal contracts that you've been awarded, whether they're service or product-based, how did you perform against those? They weigh that against you winning DLA contracts. And another internal system that the federal government uses and the DLA relies heavily on the SPRS rating. SPRS stands for your Supplier Performance Risk system. All right. So these are all like internal systems where they kind of track how you're performing as it relates to on-time delivery. If you have a low rejection rates, if you have strong communication, meaning if there are some problems that you're having with your contract that you just don't go on deaf ears, that you just don't fade to black. What you want to do is reach out to your assigned contracting officer, your contract administrator, let them know that you're having a little bit of rumbles, you have a little turbulence with that particular contract, and see if you can kind of, make sure, they don't like to be caught with their pants down and their skirts up. You understand, communication is the key to success. So those are some of the things that I think will definitely help you to align yourself with DLA Contract Awards as far as number 2. All right, now number three. You have offered qualified or approved sources. So this is kind of, it's still, commercial off the shelf, but this is more moving into like the custom manufacturing components. And this is something that a lot of my DLA vendor network community, they gripe about it. They're like, man, these manufacturers are not working with me. It's hard to find a manufacturer that want to work with me. They all tell me they already got who they need in order to support their distribution model. Yeah, it's fantastic. But guess what, guys? There are over 600,000 small business manufacturers here in the United States. So that particular manufacturer says no, you can find another one, they'll say yes. And then there are ways that you can help that manufacturer get lined up to be an approved source. Because keep in mind, there's probably like a handful of these manufacturers that are approved sources for certain national stock numbers. That doesn't mean that you can't help another manufacturer who's the new kid on the block, get in the game as well. And there are techniques and what I provide in my training programs to assist you with the tools that you'll need to help those manufacturers align themselves to be approved sources. And guess what? And you help them, they help you. Now you are an approved manufacturer's rep to approve that source, right? But anyway, let's move on. If your offering is an approved part number, a national stock number. So let's say that you are approved, you are linked with an approved source, and you're offering an exact match to that manufacturer's cage code, that manufacturer's part number. That's a major advantage for you to win that particular DLA contract award. All right. Hey guys, we got some brigadier generals and Patreon members entering into the building. So hey, I'm gonna kind of speed this up a little bit because I get a little long-winded. The DLA Guru, I get excited. Hey, I got 11 concurrent viewers and 5 likes. Get those likes up if you guys like what the DLA Guru is cooking. By the way, I love the engagement. So go ahead and get those likes up for me. Doesn't cost you anything, it means a lot to me. All right. So also, if you're using OEMs, which stands for original equipment manufacturers, and you are an authorized dealer/distributor of these approved OEMs, this also increases your potential award. Now, again, the way the DLA knows this, they're going to ask for traceability. They're going to ask for these types of, they're going to, hey, let us see what's the facts, Jack? Give us the facts as it relates to how you are connected to these OEMs. And that helps the DLA mitigate the risk of you providing them what's called a counterfeit part. The DLA, they do not like counterfeit parts. So, this is really, really important as it relates to the supply chain in supporting the U.S. military. All right. Number four, your cage code is linked to a small business category. This helps to increase your probability as a key contract award indicator, in my opinion. So if you are a small disadvantaged business, you are a service disabled veteran-owned small business, you're a woman-owned small business, you're a hub zone vendor like us, or you're an 8A firm, which we used to be. We graduated from the 8A program back in 2018. We were in it for 9 years. These are key indicators that will help to position you to have a competitive advantage, meaning that if these solicitations are set aside for these types of socioeconomic categories, and again, this has nothing to do with DEI, all right? So don't think, oh, wait, but President Trump says, no, this is a completely different landscape of federal contracting that is not part of the DEI initiative, all right? So just keep that in mind. So getting a set aside is paramount for you as small businesses entering into the federal contracting arena. It just helps to give you a competitive advantage against the larger competitors. All right. So you want to get that. Those are some of the, some key indicators there. All right. Hey, it looks like we got another comment that just came in the chat there. I like to throw my comments up in the chat. We got, I'm not even going to try to say the name, but we got a DLA vendor network member. Yes, I see the member, the decal there that you are a member and you are hailing from Texas. Yes, fantastic. Well, hopefully it's not raining in your neighborhood like it's raining in my neighborhood there. So hopefully you are doing fantastic there in Texas. I can't really read the alias there, but thank you for the comment. Hey, if there are any other folks that are chiming in, because I can see my concurrent viewers are kind of going up there. We got 12 concurrent viewers. Go ahead and drop a little love in the chat. Let me know the city and state that you're hailing from, because it's always great for me to see that, So Do that. Do the DLA Guru a favor and give me that. All right. So number five. We're getting through this, guys. We're getting through it. Keep in mind, number 8. I think you want to stay around for number 8. I think you're gonna like number 8. Now, let's say you've won similar contracts before, whether they're contracts with other federal agencies, not necessarily the DLA. Let's say you award a contract direct with the U.S. military, other federal agencies that buy that type of product. That's always a feather in the hat, because that's going to be reflected on your SPRS record, so that's pretty cool. So you have repeated wins on similar national stock numbers. That suggests, the DLA considers you a reliable and cost-effective source, not just necessarily the DLA, again, other federal agencies as well, because national stock numbers, that is a DLA thing, but those commercial off-the-shelf products that may have a reference to a national stock number is also something that's logged and tracked and is part of your report card. All right. So if you notice here, there's kind of a consensus, a theme of reliability, mitigating the risk. So, the DLA looks at every contractor, every solicitation, and has a risk assessment that they attach to it. And they want to lower the risk in order to increase their success in supporting the warfighter. So just keep these kind of points in mind as you're navigating you can position yourself to win more DLA contracts. These things matter. All right. And, analysis, but don't have paralysis, right? But you want to be able to analyze patterns of past award. So a lot of past award history. DLA is fantastic by providing each and every vendor. Every single national stock number is public information. They disclose past award history. They let you know who the manufacturer is, manufacturer's cage code, so you can do a deep dive and kind of figure out who they are. And they let you know what the last contract number was, the quantity, the unit price. It is super fantastic. And as a matter of fact, a lot of those contracts that they're awarding, you can even go and download the contract right from DIBBS, the DLA's internet bid board system, and you can identify who the contracting officer's name and email address is. So if these are products that fall right within your alley, in your backyard, this is like what you guys are good at doing. I would say the communication. Remember, number 1, communication. You want to communicate to those contracting officers and say, hey, I noticed that you're buying this type of product or this federal supply class, this FSC code. This is kind of what we do. And here's our capability statement. Engage. It's nothing. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you to reach out to the DLA as you're doing, looking for these patterns in order to position yourself to kind of bubble up. The old adage, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Well, that's exactly how it is in federal contracting. Be the squeaky wheel so that you can get some of that federal contracting oil. It means dollars in your pocket, right? Okay, cool. So number 6, you responded early and fully to the solicitation. This is paramount in my opinion, because you have those DLA solicitations out there and they'll tell you when, like the date of when the award ends or when that solicitation activity ends. Don't always trust that. I always tell my team internally, whenever you get a price, bid it. And so even if you're waiting on multiple prices from multiple vendors, whenever you get that first price come in, go ahead and bid that contract, bid it. And then if you get new prices come in the next day or the third day or fourth day down the line, then you can always go in and revise your bid. So you want to get your bid in early, because sometimes the DLA may have a need that is the warfighter says, hey, we need this like yesterday, and they will arbitrarily close those solicitations ahead of schedule. So don't think that you wait and cram like you're in high school or in college, cramming and burning the midnight oil and drinking your mellow yellow and doing all that kind of stuff, the things we did back in the 90s. You want to bid early and respond fully. That means check every box. Make sure that you mitigate the risk, lower the risk for the DLA to award the contract. All right. So submitting a complete, error-free, and prompt response definitely helps to line you up in the pipeline for a potential award. And you want to double check things. Don't haste makes waste. So you want to make sure you're double checking. I always tell my team, make sure you're double checking the terms and conditions of those solicitations, making sure that you're checking the QUP, the way that the DLA wants you to package it. Because just because it may come commercially packaged a certain way, The military may want it packaged a different way. So you may have to repackage some of the material that you receive from your vendors. All right. So understanding the terms and conditions of your solicitations is paramount. And you want to focus in on the delivery time. That is what the DLA is asking as far as delivery time, and the pricing details, meaning the past award history. All that is really, really important as you're looking to position yourself to win those DLA contracts. All right. Hey, hey, we got some more. You know what? I am just doing all this talking and not showing the screen, getting all excited, but here it is on the screen, guys. Number six. I didn't pop it on the screen there, but you're kind of hearing the words there. So I'll let you kind of just absorb some of that in there, because I'm seeing the comments coming in the chat there, and I'll get so excited about my comments there. Let's see, we got Carrington Vaughn, hailing from Dallas, Texas. All right, yeehaw to you. And then we also got Dwayne Scott. Oh, coming in from LinkedIn. So that's so cool. Remember, I told you guys, this is my very first live stream where I'm going across multiple platforms, and I see the little LinkedIn indicator there. So, hey, brother Dwayne, let me go ahead and give you a round of applause. Yes. The DLA Guru just got my first comment from another platform. I am so excited about that. So fantastic, man. That is awesome to see that. So the software works. Yeah, fantastic. All right, cool. So building Wi-Fi, but you guys are kind of hearing what I'm saying. I didn't have the points up on the screen, but as a recap, yes, you want to make sure you're responding early and fully to the solicitations. Very, very important to position yourself to have a competitive advantage, because a lot of folks wait, the dog ate the homework and all that good stuff. They wait to the last minute, and you can miss opportunities that way. All right. So don't want to get caught up with that. All right. Number 7. Hey, I'm moving to number 8. We're almost at number 8. So those of you who are kind of cooking with the DLA Guru, have been with me and just kind of sitting back, relaxing, I'm glad that you're waiting, because number 8 is going to be fantastic for you. But number seven, your quoted delivery time meets or beats the required delivery date. So on all of your DLA solicitations, you will notice on page 1, typically in the upper right-hand corner, I don't have any solicitation examples here in front of me, but they will give you what the DLA is asking for. They'll say, hey, we want this to be delivered in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 100 days, whatever it may be. And all that's predicated off of the DLA's automated system, their supply management system, where it can kind of forecast based on the demand when that particular national stock number will be depleted off of the DLA shelf. So they'll let you know, hey, we're going to need X amount of items delivered by this date, if you can do that. All right. So that's an if, right? That's a wish that the DLA has, but you as a vendor, working with your manufacturers, working with your tier 1 distributors and things like that, you guys, make sure that you're only doing what you can do. So for example, the dealer says, hey, I need this stuff in like 5 days, but your manufacturer says, I need 90 days to build it. That's a build to order. Don't bid it that you can deliver in 5 days, because if you get the contract and you don't deliver in the 5 days that the DLA is asking for, and you're thinking that, hey, I'll just, say 5 days because that's what they're asking, you can get penalized and your SPRS rating gets impacted negatively. So you always want to bid what you can do. So that's just you getting on the phone, kissing babies, shaking hands, influencing people, and negotiating to make sure that your opportunities, your contract opportunities, can bubble up to the top of the, I guess, the chain within, your supply chain, to make sure that you can gain access quicker. That's your job as a DLA vendor, right? All right. So because the DLA has strong emphasis, as you can see on that bullet point, on delivery timelines, right? And if you can fulfill the order faster than what you quoted. So for example, you let the DLA know, hey, I can deliver this in 90 days, but the manufacturer comes back and says, hey, you know what? We were able to get your product shipped faster or produced faster, and you're able to deliver it in 60 days. That's a feather in your hat. The DLA likes that. It definitely boosts your SPRS rating as it relates to delivering ahead of schedule. So haste in this case doesn't make waste, but you want to deliver as fast as you possibly can, because the DLA wants to have that, because you never know when the warfighter is going to need that. All right, cool. So number eight, and before popping number 8 on screen here, we got some more comments that are popping in here. All right, I like to throw my comments up. All right, so we got brother D Scott or sister D Scott, I'm not exactly sure. So they're hailing from Blythewood, South Carolina. Hopefully I pronounced Blythewood correct. So South Carolina. Are we getting some people, The South is in the house today. We got some Texas and South Carolina. Let me know if you guys are on the East Coast or the West Coast or the North. Drop where you're hailing from, because we got 17 concurrent viewers in the building. And I always like to know where you guys are hailing from. And thanks for the likes. Looks like we had a little bit of a spike in likes. Fantastic. So for those of you who've been waiting for number 8. Yes, number 8. Let's see. You have received pre-award emails or requests for clarification. So this is when you've bid on solicitation, and all of a sudden the DLA starts to engage with you. All right, they're starting to send you some emails. They're saying, hey, you know what? Let's just make sure, let's fact check. Let's make sure that everything is going good. So if a DLA procurement official, that is a contract administrator, if they reach out to you by way of these forms of communication, they're requesting quality certifications. So you guys have heard about the ISO 9000, those types of quality certifications, Six Sigma and all that good stuff. They will reach out to you based on the terms and conditions of your DLA contract that says, hey, you have to have these quality certifications in place. Either you or your manufacturer has to have these. The DLA will, hey, just fact check. Hey, make sure, hey, great price. We're thinking about you. Present us with a copy of your quality certifications. You'll get those kind of requests coming to you. Contractor declarations. This is also something that's a key indicator that you may get an award. What a contractor declaration is typically, especially if you're in the bearings game and you're selling bearings, you'll get a lot of the DLA asking about the country of origin. And they want you to attest that you are definitely adhering to the Buy America Act and things of this nature. And so they're going to have you sign in blood, literally. There's a document that they email to you. You got to print it and you sign it, your name and date, and you let them know in writing the country of origin. You don't want to screw this up and put a different country than the country that it was actually originated in, because they find out that's a federal offense, and you don't want to get caught up with the United States Attorney General's office and all that good stuff. You don't want to do it. So your contractor declarations, making sure that you're answering those succinctly, correctly, and if you're not sure exactly the country of origin, lean back on your supplier that you're working with and your manufacturer you're working with, and make sure that you get that in writing from them as well, because you want to CYA. Cover your ass as it relates to contractor declarations. Very, very serious. Now, but it's also a good indicator that an award is coming your way. Just make sure you're fully transparent. You don't want to, try to screw around with the U.S. military. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, cool. And then if you're getting some emails from those illustrious DLA contract procurement officials asking about packaging clarifications, meaning they're just saying, hey, are you sure that, your price is a little low? Are you sure that you're factoring the kind of packaging that we need? Sometimes they will. And this doesn't happen very often. I don't think that we get a lot of the packaging clarification questions coming in. And the DLA, sometimes it says, hey, you read the T's and C's. So, hey, if that's your price, that's your price. And if you get a little egg on your face, you get it. But every now and then, if you do get that packaging clarification question coming in, that's a great indicator. And of course, the traceability request. Whenever you get that traceability request coming in, that means the DLA wants to make sure that you are connected to the OEM in some way. They want to see your invoice or your quote that you've received from your vendor source, and then be able to link that back to the country, to the origin of the materials, because they do not want to have aftermarket parts, counterfeit parts in the supply chain. The DLA loves new in box. Now, of course, they do buy surplus items, and I don't really get a lot into the surplus game. There are some content creators out there. I've seen some of their content, and they talk about the surplus game. We kind of stay away from the surplus game because it's really, really difficult to navigate that, because it's all the questions and the boxes that you got to check. And you got to give the DLA a lot of information as it relates to those surplus. And if you're off and things are, they don't say you didn't know, they say you signed it, you knew, so be careful of that. But anyway, traceability request. Traceability request is also a key indicator. Now, some years ago, typically whenever you got a traceability request, within days, the award came. They're doing something a little different now. And we've realized that the traceability is not always a guarantee that you get the contract, but it's definitely an indicator that they are considering you. So keep in mind, you got traceability, you got all these things on the screen there, as well as your SPRS and your SPRS rating, and just the way that you're navigating and communicating. That all adds value to how you are pretty much guaranteed to win a DLA contract. And also, the informal cost analysis, or sometimes called the informal cost breakdown. If you get some of those informal cost breakdown requests coming from contract administrators, that's a key indicator that they are looking to award a contract to you, but they got some questions because your price is a little high and they just need to justify your pricing before they can award it. And a lot of folks don't necessarily know how to fill out these informal cost breakdown analysis. Guess what? The DLA Guru, yes, your boy has an informal cost breakdown tool here. Let me go ahead and just shift to the other screen here. We offer this on HEC. This is kind of this is off of let's see here. Let me put this NMS e-learning systems. This is kind of off script a little bit, but I just thought about it as I was talking. I'm like, you know what? We also offer the informal cost analysis tool as well. So if you go on hecdistribution.com and you just type in the subject header NMS learning systems, and you'll see a full suite of products that we offer to support you on your DLA journey. And yes, we offer the informal cost breakdown tool template. It's a fantastic template that answers every single question that the DLA is looking for as it relates to those informal cost analysis. This is a great tool. I designed it myself, and it's very effective, and we offer it to assist you with your DLA journey. You can see it on screen there. It's an Excel spreadsheet that you download, and it's yours to keep into perpetuity. So anytime you get those informal cost breakdowns requests, you can answer all the questions in the tool, and it kicks out a response to that particular solicitation, the national stock number, that you can then throw the wall back to the DLA to answer that informal cost analysis question that they may have for you. All right, so highly recommend you take a look at that. Of course, the DLA Guru is always giving you guys some value, giving you the cliff notes, the nuggets of how to be successful in winning DLA contract awards. All right, keep in mind, guys, the DLA has over 100,000 solicitations on their DLA Internet Bid Board system at any given moment. They're awarding over 10,000 contracts every single day, Monday through Saturday. They may award on Sunday. We've never gotten an award on Sunday. Maybe on Sunday, I don't know. If they observe the Sabbath day and they keep it holy. But Monday through Saturday, you will find the DLA is active. Fantastic customers for you guys to support. The DLA does not sleep, right? So something that you want to definitely consider for those of you who may be on the fence and thinking about getting involved with the DLA. All right, so as a recap, all of these steps on number 8, all these different items that when you're getting that engagement with the DLA, these are all great signs that you are seriously being considered for a contract award. All right, so get happy, get excited, get invigorated when you start seeing this. And keep in mind, you want to bid, just keep bidding, bid often, and you want to follow your bids and hone in and sharpen your pencils, cross your T's, dot your I's in order to find a lane, because everything about the DLA is finding a lane where you can add value. Look not what the DLA can do for you, look what you can do for the DLA and supporting the warfighter, and you will be fantastic in your DLA journey. I guarantee it. All right. And last but not least, number 9, where I think will definitely assist you on your journey as my Brigadier Generals and my Patreon members are beginning to fill my StreamYard waiting room. You want to seek GovCon coaching and training. It's very, very important to help you not skin your knee and bump your head and give you some guidance as it relates to it. I got 20 years of experience doing this. I did the work, blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, blood till you sweat, blood for sure, as it relates to being a federal contractor here. And I am available for you guys to tune in and tap into all my knowledge. What's under my hat, between my ears, it's all for you. And the way that you do that, you want to join the DLA Vendor Network. And I recommend you find me. It doesn't cost you anything. Find your boy over on LinkedIn. You want to go on LinkedIn and search put the @ symbol, the DLA Guru, within the search field on LinkedIn, and you will find my profile. And then just request to join me. Request to be, to connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll take a look at your profile. Make sure that you got some nice pearly whites. take a look at your accolades, your academic background, and hopefully you're active on LinkedIn, because I have a members only community that I would love to invite you to be a part of in LinkedIn. It's a free community. I think we have, last I checked, about 102 businesses that are part of our DLA vendor network community on LinkedIn. I think it's a fantastic place for you to network and to connect with manufacturers and government officials. I just have dreams of grandeur as I begin to grow this community. But hey, guys, you got to connect with your boy, the DLA Guru, in order to be a part of it. I think that's part of the steps to getting you in the right position to get access to the information that's going to help you win repeatable DLA contract awards in a recession-proof environment with federal contracting with the U.S. military. All right, this is what the DLA is all about. Now, you may say, is the DLA vendor network right for you? Yes. Is it right? That's a great question. This week, I had a few 15-minute pre-screening phone calls that came in, was able to meet some new folks from around the country. And they were talking a little bit about their company and their journey and what they're trying to do and pivot. And they were just wondering, hey, you know, there's a lot of information out here in the YouTube streets. And they're wondering if my DLA vendor network would be right for them. And if you'd like to book a 15-minute pre-screening phone call with yours truly, the DLA Guru, I think it's in the description of this particular video. So just on YouTube, click the description and you'll see a link that will take you over to where you can book a 15-minute pre-screening phone call session, align your schedule with mine, and we can talk shop. We can talk about my training programs, learn a little bit more about you, and find out if the DLA, in my humble opinion, if I think the DLA may be a good customer for you, and if my training programs could definitely assist you on your journey. And last but not least, as I always say, you want to join my DLA vendor network. My members only content's action packed. I think we got damn near 30 videos in my closed circuit training, and pinned to the chat in this particular video, you will see a link that will invite you to upgrade your subscription level to the Brigadier General. You can meet us over here in StreamYard. We talk anything and everything related to DLA. So that's what that's all about. That's how you start to kind of get plugged in with yours truly, DLA Guru. So I just want to thank you guys for watching. I did pretty good today. A little bit beyond. I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in these uncertain times, and everything is just going so crazy in the United States right now. But hey, guys, there is a beacon of hope with government contracting. I highly recommend you guys consider getting involved. It's great to get all the information and watch these videos and these, the YouTube University. But if you really are a true player and you want to get involved in the game, the best way to get involved is to connect with us and get some of this contracted consultations. All right. And you can see on screen there my email address, fed.contract@nmsupply.com, for those of you who are just watching the video. And you can find it also in the description of this particular video of how you can reach out to yours truly, the DLA Guru, so that we can, figure out how we can help each other. All right. I'm all about help, So I want to thank you for chiming in. All right. We got a couple of more comments that just popped in. We got Brother Jesse, who was also a channel member. He's saying, good morning, all. Hey, Brother Jesse, I really appreciate the engagement. All the engagement, it just makes life a lot better as it relates to the channel. I'm really excited about what we're going to be doing this year, guys. And thank you again for chiming in. We had 11 concurrent viewers and 11 likes. We had parity to the views and likes today. Fantastic. So thank you again. And like I always say, I'll see you guys at the top.